Your proctor has told you that you can set up for your first client, which is a manicure. I suggest that you have one towel lengthwise so that you can easily use it to dry off your manicure hand. I like a towel that is rolled up in such a way that the wrist is actually resting on it so that you can easily manipulate and have control of the movement. I like a couple extra towels. You will want your universal tools out: acetone, cuticle oil, cuticle softener, the Germex. That's my lotion. Make sure you have a first aid kit out. You'll need red polish, base coat, top coat, your gloves. Be honest with yourself about this. Your soapy water, should it be glass or plastic. You'll want a nail brush, your cuticle nippers, at least 2 cotton balls. You'll want at least 3 cotton covered orange wood sticks that you're going to use as applicators, and 2 bare. Have some to spare. I like to have these that are in individual wrappers. That just makes me happy. A quick side note, and we'll go over this more, your implements will come out of something called sanitized implements. Your cotton balls will have come out of a bag that's labeled cotton balls. Let's get into the manicure process. When you go to set up, do yourself a favor and take out at least 2 pieces of cotton. And if you chose the individually wrapped, unwrap them, throw them away. Make that part of your setup so you're not doing it throughout your service. It just makes things a little easier. Just a choice. So the first step, as you might imagine, is to sanitize your hands. Use a small amount, because if you use a full dose every time, you will make it difficult to hold things, maneuver things, open things. Just less is more with the Germex, because you're going to be using a lot of it. Now you're going to go for a cotton ball and your acetone. Make sure that your acetone dispenser does not touch your cotton ball. So control that, play with that. Put your acetone back, put the cover back on. I am not going to press hard into the nail because I don't want to have to deal with fuzzies all over. And we can all see that this is just a natural nail that I am cleansing. I'm not even trying to remove red polish. We'll demonstrate that skill later. Okay. I am done with this. I'm not going to reuse it, obviously, so I'm going to throw that away. And because I threw something away, I'm going to sanitize. Do a motion so it's obvious that they know, they see you. Pick up the hand controlled. You only have to do a couple times from side to center with your nail file. I am removing a little piece of fuzzy, but I'm not going to fixate on it. Side to center, side to center, side to center. I am not going to reuse this file. Even if I feel like I need to use something later, I have enough grit on that 3-way buffer to do something with it. So I'm going to throw this away. I'm going to sanitize. Tiny pump. I am now going to soften the eponychium, as they say. Be sure when you pick out your container, you find something whereby your hand can be completely submerged in the soapy water. This will be labeled. It would benefit you if your container doesn't have to be this full in order for them all to fit, but such is the case here. What you're doing is showing that you're softening the eponychium, and you're going to take your nail brush and you're showing that you are cleaning your client's nails. You are going to use this nail brush again, so set it aside. You are also going to use this water again, so set it aside. You can choose to put a lid on it right away. I'm going to do that for my client, and I am going to put a lid on it. And at least close the side, just less accidents. Okay, I am now going to take my covered cuticle remover distributor. You're going to drop some onto the cotton swab. You don't want the dispenser to touch it. You're going to carefully apply cuticle softener to the nail plate near the eponychium. You are not going to use this again. You can throw it away. Small pump. Of course, you're going to sanitize your hands because you just threw something away. You're going to take one of the orange wood sticks to demonstrate pushing back your client's cuticles. And getting rid of any debris. You are not going to use this orange wood stick again. You can throw it away. And of course, we will sanitize our hands. You will now pick up your cuticle nippers and you will demonstrate carefully and purposefully, acting as if you are trimming away some of the dead cuticle that might be waving at you. You are not going to use these nippers again. You can put them in your to be disinfected bag. You're going to use another cotton covered orange wood stick to show that you are cleaning underneath the nail and getting rid of some of the debris. You will not be using this again. Throw it away and sanitize your hands. You will now bring the water bowl back over and you will demonstrate removing any remaining cuticle softener off of your client's hand. You will not be using this again at this point, so you can put this in your to be disinfected bag. Remove the water bowl, set it aside, put the lid on it, and dry your client's hands again. You are now going to buff the nail. Demonstrate that you know that it typically takes 2 grits to buff a nail. The white side, and then the smoothest side. You can be a little more vigorous with this and get it nice and prepped for your red polish. Don't spend too much time on it, but do go through the motions with each nail. Save this, as the book indicates that you may want to look at the edges after you have applied some oil. After buffing the nail, you can either use your dropper straight onto the nail and rub it in, never letting the dropper end touch your nail plate. So this is an option for you for applying oil, or you can drop it on an cotton covered orange wood and you can distribute it this way. You're not going to use this again, so throw it away. Sanitize if that's how you choose to do it. And then you are going to rub in this cuticle oil. You are going to demonstrate that you're feeling for any rough edges. And if you do, or just want to go through the motions of, you can take your file again, find it, smooth it. You're not going to use this again. You can choose to throw it away and sanitize at this point, or set it aside just in case you find a rough edge when you go to polish your hand. At every point is a good point to just stop and sanitize. So that's what I'm going to do for a second. Sanitize. Then I'm going to give my client a hand massage. You need to pick 2. It feels natural to me to do effleurage when I apply the lotion. This is effleurage. Just soft distributing the lotion. You want to do this for long enough that the proctor can see you're doing a soft motion. Then I choose something that is also obvious. We would call this petrissage, where we are kneading and working into the tissues. Taking care to leave my client's hand on the table. Maybe even showing that I'm doing a little knuckle motion. At this point, because at every point, just sanitize. Just sanitize. And then you are going to want to take your cotton ball, and you may want more than just the one. To remove any lotion might be left on the nail, obviously, from the massage. We're going to throw this away. And then, of course, we sanitize our hands. I am going to stop this tape. I am going to sanitize and get into my cotton kit because I want to demonstrate getting the lotion out from underneath the nail as well. I'm going to set this aside. I threw that away, so I'm going to sanitize. And I am going to get a little bit of acetone on that guy. And clean out underneath. And then I'm going to set up for polish. Anytime we start a step, it's just a good idea to sanitize. Again, small amounts. Do yourself a favor, especially since you're about to open polish bottles. So you're going to grab your base coat. It is easy to forget that you should be holding the side walls. It's goofy with these. And it's super goofy with mine. They're extra close together. So just do the best you can. Keep her on the towel. Hold those side walls. They want to see that you can do that. Consider again your length of nails for your test at this point. Make sure that they can see that you're doing this motion, that you're treating this hand like a human hand this way. Important and stuff. Controlled motions. Base coat applied. I'm going to carefully lay her down. Make sure she's balanced before I leave it. Don't want that rolling all over now that you've got wet polish on. Got my red. Practice with your red polish. This is where your application of your tips and the gel down by the cuticle counts. If you get that nice and smooth, that'll be a favor to you, so that your polish can go on nice and smooth. And like with most of this stuff in your product, less is more, so you're not chasing your red around. Just slow down at this point. You can see where I got just a little bit right there. Practice with your mannequin hand, the red. And keeping her on the towel, propped it this way. It's a different motion than we're used to, even if we're a master at painting our friends' nails. This is a little different. Okay. Make sure you're showing that you kept the edge. I don't like that little, I might be making a bigger mess for myself, but I gotta try. Nice. Coming off. Okay. Come here. Now I'm really challenging myself, right? I wouldn't recommend having a bottle you've got to hold this way. However, I've painted a lot of hands this way in my life, so I'm fairly comfortable. Okay, really went off on the side there. Got all confident on us. But easy cleanup. Dear. Okay, I am going to set her down before I set the lady down. Make sure she's balanced. Don't rush. Top coat. Oh, red. Can tell by my brush I could have waited a little longer, but it's all right. The proctor is not going to inspect your top coat brush, but they will inspect your final product. Okay. When you are all done, you will turn your hand to the proctor and step back and indicate that you're done.